Welcome in, you filthy animals. We're about to get this show on the road. Let's do it. Let's do it. My mic hot. Is this thing on? My music's probably just a little bit too loud. I need a new soundboard. I need a lot of things. Happy friggin' Saturday, everybody. From coast to coast, from sea to shining sea. It's 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Here in the knife mecca of the world. Some might say the knife capital of the world. And by some, I mean nobody, but it should be considered as such. If you could be so kind, Spartan kick the like button on the way in, everybody. I'm tired. I didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night. Not a whole lot of sleep. And for a moment I pondered, I was like, maybe I should just, call out and tell the guys, sorry guys, I'm gonna nap on the couch and get some. No, we're not doing that. Not today, baby. We're live, and I'm excited to be here. The best times to show up to anything are the times when you might not necessarily feel like it. That's how you become more mentally tough, by pushing yourself through things that you just can't find the internal motivation for early in the morning after not a whole lot of sleep. But throughout the day, I said, you know what? I'm not canceling. I'm not leaving. We're doing it, baby. We're doing it live. And you know what? We're gonna do pocket checks today a little bit different. Shout out to my man TC Blades, who had a great idea. Because here's the deal. If you were in the last live stream, people kept piling in, and they kept piling in the pocket check, and that was great. But it was a pocket check marathon. And so half the live is me doing a pocket check and not actually being able to focus on the chat, just trying to guess, what was in everybody's pockets. Because, of course, like half the people will actually be like, this is what I carried today. And I'm over here like, I know what that is. But brain no worky today. So when we get to the pocket check, we're going to start from the bottom and work our way up instead of going from the top and working our way down. And that way, if I'll put it to you guys like this, if you want your pocket check to be featured in tonight's live, post it now. Don't wait, because if you wait, I might miss it if you post it after I start looking at them. Here's your sign. Post it in pocket check. We'll get through it. Be a bit more efficient. The theme of tonight's live is, are we still in the golden era of knives, or is EDC dead? Now, I know a lot of people looking at the title of that are thinking, oh, Rollshambo says EDC's dead? What? No way. Not saying that. Not saying it. It's a question. And it's a question because I keep seeing it pop up in social circles where people that are burnt out on the hobby are like, EDC is dead. So I ask you, are we still in the golden era of knife making, of EDC, of carrying a knife every day? Or is EDC dead? I'll tell you what my thoughts are, but we'll actually go ahead and pop it in the chat as a poll. I like those. I like some polls. And I'm just going to type it in. Golden era of knife making. Or is EDC dead? Golden era. That's answer number one. He's dead, Jim, is answer number two. Shout out to you if you get that reference. And of course, the all-time crowd favorite.
I'm not retarded, but I like rocks.
I like rocks. All right. And that's for those who just don't care. I'll let you guys know what my thoughts are here in a little bit. It's a question because it keeps popping up. I keep seeing it in social circles around the knife community. And I have to comment on it because I have a lot to say, but it's better for me to just do it on camera because that's a lot of typing. Your vote doesn't count for much anywhere in the world these days, but it does count here on this live stream. So if you want your vote to count, go ahead, hit it up in the chat. The poll is live, baby. All right. I'm going to whip through some chat. I'm going to whip through. We're whipping it. What's up, Marco? Welcome into Ground Fog. Henry G. Ardar Steve says Golden Era. Absolutely. There's something available for everyone, whether they know it or not. It's after the high watermark. Things can suck. It's an event. Smoke them if you got them. I don't disagree. What's up, Cat Scratch? Good to see you, man. Welcome into Stonewall Neil McKenzie. What's good, fellas? Welcome to Ian Coates. He says, I hate to say it, but like I said in the cord, Keys phone wallet is EDC for those that aren't even in this community. You're onto something here. Ian. And I'm going to give my full thoughts on this very soon because you're onto something here. I'm gonna let people vote. So far, we've got 28 votes. 68% say Golden Era. 4% say he's dead, Jim. 29% says I like rocks. A lot of rock lovers out there. There we go. Speaking is difficult. Says if you carry something every day, it's your EDC. Yeah. Absolutely agree. Absolutely. Oh, all right. Hold on. EDC is dead. Long live EDC. What's up, Ed? Good to see you, man. Welcome into my man Night Rare. Man. Shout out to my channel mods. Good to see you, Night. Welcome in, brother. Let's go. Welcome into Steve. Henry G says his roll amping up on his special sauce. I mean, before every live stream, I always do a little dab of the ghost pepper sauce. It's not the ridiculous sauce that I sometimes eat on this live stream to entertain you crazy people. But the ghost pepper sauce is plenty enough to get me stoked. I love it. It's tasty. It's spicy. But I mean, after you have, for example, the what's it called? The hell sauce. I mean, everything after that. I mean, it's the bomb beyond insanity is not real hot sauce. That is, it's I don't know what it is. I don't know how it got FDA approved. I'm not sure if it should be. Were bribes involved? I'm not entirely sure, but after eating that, I'm telling you, no hot sauce amount scares me. There's this place down the road called Houston Hot Chicken, and they do the hot chicken, right? And I went there the other day, and they're like, well, how hot do you want? I'm like, all the way up, baby. And after having the bomb beyond insanity, I can tell you that their hottest chicken is a play date of flavor in your mouth hole, but people were looking at me like I was a little bit deranged. BC Gerbs, what's up, man? I haven't seen you in a hot minute. Welcome in. Top Dog, good to see you, man. welcome in. Welcome into Louie. Hold on. Don and Chris Lowry. What's good? I gotta make sure my mic's on because I'm reading through these older comments. Wicked Dreams, good to see you, dude. I hope everyone can hear me. It says my mic is live. I've got the little colored bars moving back and forth, so I'll feel like an idiot if it's just muted. But anyways, I'm scrolling. Bradford Mitchell, good to see you, man. Welcome in. Laser Ghost, what's up? He says he's making sure his mic is muted. It's hard work being unprepared every single live stream, but I find a way. I do. Did I say hi to Top Dog? What's good, man? Reaper, welcome in. Happy Saturday, dude. Welcome into TC Blades, the latest channel mod. Big shout out and thank you to TC Blades for agreeing to help mod the channel. And the Discord. I kind of threw in that extra one as like a, hey, do you want to? The Discord. Jim, what's up, Jim? Welcome in to Craig Vincent. Let's go. It's hot. He says it's hot. The sauce or the mic or both? Be Shady, welcome in, man. Hold on. I'm scrolling as fast as I can, but I know people have sent in some stuff. Shout out to my man, Bradford Mitchell. Brad, thank you for the $5 super. He says, there is a way to fix this tiredness and get more knives. Sell the toddler. I mean, no. No. Toddlers don't go for much on the open market. Plus, I love mine. Sometimes the nights are long, but the years are short. Dads out there know what I'm talking about. Top Dog says, golden, maybe, but more expensive for sure. In some ways, yes. In other ways, no. It depends on what part of the market you're targeting. I'll give you a good example of this. One of the knives that I recently got in for review is this budget knife from Hermet. And I know you guys are like, who cares? Budget knife, whatever. Budget knives are still wildly popular. I would actually venture to say they are probably the most popular by population sector of EDC because they are the most accessible. But this knife is sub $50. Hear me out. Sub $50. You get D2, G10, and it's a button liner lock. Sub $50. This knife, back when I started this channel, would have been a $70 or $80 knife just by virtue of its design. And I'm not saying that D2 is premium level material or that G10 is premium level material. I'm not. I'm saying that we didn't have knives like this at this price point with this kind of design language. So yes, have things gotten more expensive? Absolutely. When we're talking about the upper range, high-end, mid-tech, semi-custom to CNC custom level production. Yes, that has gotten more expensive. But we've also lowered the floor. We're in a skyscraper now. So what that means is that now, like, the quality level, the bar for entry has gotten lower as far as the quality of what we're getting. The type of things that we're getting are actually coming in at a much lower barrier for entry, if that makes sense. So yeah, top end, a production level, yeah, 100%. But also, the knife you can get now for sub $50 is way better than the knife you could get for sub $50 like 3 or 4 years ago. Of course, knife years going by like dog years means that was like 100 years ago. At least an Elementum looks good. Hey, I got one of those. I had one. I gave it away. It was a solid knife. Shout out to Ian Coates.
Certified badass.
Says EDC is never dead. You wet noodle. Keys, knife, and phone are EDC for those not even in this community. I feel like you already made this comment, but thank you for the $5 super. I'm going to get to my point on this. I'm going to get to my point. And again, not saying that EDC is dead. I'm saying that it's a question based on things I've been hearing around the community. Not the Discord community, just the community in general. I've got big ears. I can't help but keep them open. What's up, Blind Woo Fury? Hold on. The chat skipped because I'm so far behind. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get to the super chats. I'm going to get to the anniversaries, and then I'm just going to skip to the bottom. If I missed saying hi to you, I'm sure we'll get there. In the meantime, shout out to my man, Blind Woo Fury. Blind Woo Fury.
This is Sparta!
What's up, dude? Welcome in. Good to see you. Thank you for being a Spartan for 13 months. 13 months? Love it, man. Thank you. And shout out to my man, Henry G. For the $9.99. Appreciate it, dude. Says never dead. And I like rocks, too. Me too. Me too. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it. He says, I meant keys, phone, wallet. So I've got a funny story because we keep mentioning this. I have, traditionally speaking, I've been really bad about like not having things that I need when I leave the house. And so I used to have this mantra of phone, wallet, keys, phone, wallet, keys. You know, and then of course, and that was before I ever even understood that EDC was a thing or a topic, you know, surrounding, you know, sometimes knives, sometimes, you know, pew-pews. Gotta be careful on YouTube. YouTube does not like firearms. Oh, well. But you're right. And you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to get to it. By the way, thank you for the $2 super, Ian. Here's my thoughts, okay? EDC is not dead, and Ian is 100% correct because it's not carrying a knife every day. It's not. There are things that we carry every single day. And sometimes that's based upon what our day looks like regularly. Sometimes that's based upon, you know, what we know we're doing. And it doesn't matter if you carry a knife or not. It doesn't matter if you carry concealed with a sidearm. It doesn't matter. If you walk out the house every single day with your keys, that's your EDC. Also, something else people get confused that annoys the crap out of me is the question of, well, if you don't carry that knife every day, is it an EDC? Like, every time someone mentions that, I just die a little bit more on the inside because what EDC is are the things that you carry with you every day. That doesn't mean you carry the exact same thing. For some people, it does. Some people are highly faithful to their carry. But for example, I might not carry the same knife every day, but I am carrying a knife, at least one, sometimes two. If I'm feeling a little bit, you know, a little bit out there, I might carry three. I don't ever really have a need for three. If I do, it's, you know, I don't know. But I might not carry the same knife every day, but I carry a knife every day. So my EDC consists of things like phone, wallet, keys, knife, and now other things. Because something that I've realized after really getting into the knife scene, getting into the knife community, collecting and using knives, I've learned that there are other things that I like to carry as well for the same reasons why I carry a knife. I'll give you guys an example, something that many people like. It's so weird. It's like there are people that love to carry these pocket pry bars, and then there's those that are like, that's the dumbest thing you could carry. Why would you need that? Recently picked this guy up. This is the Carry Dev Titanium pry bar. It's serialized. This one is number 16. Got number sweet 16, baby. American made titanium. It's got a super, super thin edge, which is great for things like peeling up stickers or getting into, like, you know, cracks and crevices. But I could also force a door with this pretty pretty easily. Like, the crazy thing is the amount of things you could do with a small titanium pry bar like this that people don't ever think about, right? Like, yeah, it could be a bottle opener. It could open doors, literally open doors. There's so many things. And I never understood that until I started carrying one. This was the first one. I only have two. I've got this guy, like, and you could tell, like, I haven't really held this one, you know, as far as I haven't tried to keep it pristine. It's an O-Pry 2. Got sent to me for review from Olight a long time ago. But it's a multi-tool, right? So I carried it, and all of a sudden I was using it all the time for things like knife maintenance, just little side projects here or there. And I started to realize you might not think that you need something like a knife. And then you start carrying one and you start to understand all the different scenarios in which it's useful. All of a sudden, you're that useful guy. Everyone's looking around with their hands in their pockets like, does anyone have a knife? And you've got not one, but three. That always feels nice, right? And it's when people say, well, why do you have to carry a knife? You don't have to. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to leave home with your driver's license, but you probably should. The point I'm getting to is this, like, especially when we start talking about, like, what should you carry in your EDC? You want to be prepared enough. You want to be prepared enough. Does that mean that you carry absolutely everything? I mean, I guess, you know, if you've got the cargo pants. But EDC is not dead. 100%. EDC is not dead, because as long as people carry things with them every day, it's still alive and well, whether they understand it or not. They have an EDC. All right. That's my monologue. Ian kept ruining the punchline. Thanks again for the $2 Superman. And thank you to Cat Scratch. Says it's the golden age of EDC.
This is Sparta!
Thank you for being a channel member for 10 months, brother. Appreciate it. Shout out to my man Night Rare, who's been a battalion leader for 17 months.
This is Sparta!
Whip it. Whip it good. Enjoy the proliferation of exceptional knives from Asian OEMs while it lasts. I think the economy and geopolitical tensions will be putting the squeeze on the hobby. I mean, it could. It could. It very well could. I don't know. I don't think we're quite at the boiling point yet. Like, things are going down on the global level, but I don't think we're quite there yet. I don't think people realize just how dependent everyone is on everyone here in the 21st century. Like, I'm not saying bad stuff doesn't happen or crazy stuff doesn't happen. I do think that some people are ready for the apocalypse. Like, have you ever caught yourself fantasizing, like, you know, if this was the zombie apocalypse, first thing I'm doing is I'm going to be that one guy that remembers that there's, you know, the Ace Hardware down the street. Everyone else is going to be searching for food. I'm getting ammo. I'm going to post up. Get me some zombie tags. No, like, I feel like everyone is so, like, prepared now. We've watched the movies. We've seen the scenarios. You know, are the zombies sprinting? Are they the sprinting zombies? You know, are they the smart ones that have the cordyceps? We're all ready for an apocalypse, but the truth is that it's not as dire as I think people want it to be, because they have this sick fantasy of the world falling apart. So all of a sudden their regular day-to-day stresses go away and they can be replaced with real stresses. It always happens. Always happens. Yeah. Geopolitical tensions being what they are. I've missed so much, guys. I've missed so much. Hold on. Top Dog says, I always carry a few extra pounds around my middle, just in case. Yeah, Yeah, you got the stores for winter. I can appreciate that. I've got a few myself. What's up, Knife Nut? He says, I keep a Victorinox 580, a Mini Pry, and an Olight i2R on my keychain. Nice, dude. Yeah. Welcome into Jim Cox. What's up, man? TC Blade says, I love my pry bar. I love mine too. Like, I was so distraught. When I moved, I lost this. And I lost my Smooth Precision pens, bolt action pen, which hurt because I can't just go out and buy one, right? Because Smooth Precision pens is no longer. Apparently, those pens are now like Grail pens to the machined pen world. But also, like, I lost this. I'm like, what happened? What happened? Like, did my wife burn like my favorite sweatpants because they were all of a sudden too comfortable? And they happen to be in there? Like, I don't know, but it's weird. They disappeared at the same time. No, they were living in the center console of my car, a place where I never put things like knives or pry bars or, you know, expensive pens. But when you move 1,000 miles away, you put stuff where you can. So I found it. It only took me a long time. But all of a sudden this was gone and I was missing it. I kept running into all these situations where I could have used a pry bar because I had used one in the past and I knew how handy it was for tasks that I run into. And it just so turns out that if you need a pry bar and you're carrying a knife, that knife turns into a pry bar. I don't want my knife to turn into a pry bar. I mean, it can. I've got a lot of them. It wouldn't be the end of the world, but that doesn't mean I want to. Sometimes it's not ideal. What's up, Steve? He says, the only thing that changes in my EDC is my knife. Wallet, phone, keys, pen, and headphones are always the same every day. Oh, I forgot about that, man. Like, earbuds? Earbuds? Come on. Like, earbuds. It's always nice, you know, like you're waiting in a long line. Maybe you're at the DMV and everyone is just standing there hating life at the same time. And you don't want to listen to the silence or the sound of, you know, purgatory. That's what they have playing on in the background at the DMVs. It's nice carrying headphones. That is something that I also carry every day. All right. I think we can end the poll. 50 votes, 70% say golden era, 6% say he's dead, Jim. 24% said...
I'm not retarded, but I like rocks.
I think it's pretty clear. I asked the question because it's something that I see popping up as a topic in different EDC social circles. And it's worth discussing because sometimes the thoughts in my head are just thoughts in my head. It's good to know that we're all aligned, mostly. Cracks and crevasses. Is it crevices or crevasses? Jim says, people scoff at carrying utility knives too, but I have one every day. I mean, every knife can be a utility knife if you use it for utility, right? All right, I'm so far behind, guys. I'm going to skip to the bottom. It says, hey, we actually got to listen to that monologue. Yeah. That was 2 live streams ago, Renee. Thanks for the $2 Superman. The crazy old man, what's up, man? He says, 1 knife in pocket, 1 in console and car, 1 in toolbox at work to loaner, plus a Lynch Northwest pry bar. I'm glad that I'm not the only guy that carries a pry bar these days. I was explaining it to my wife. I was like, do you understand the different things this can do? Like, they're highly underestimated, but the things you can do with a pocket pry bar are actually kind of insane. Does anyone EDC a rock? Every one of your wives that have a diamond ring, they would EDC that rock. Says, I'm not here to talk about geopolitics. We talk about some random stuff on this live. I'm going to skip to the bottom, guys, because I know I'm so freaking far behind. Knife Nut says, a crevasse is in a mountain. A crack. A crack is in my... Yep, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm keeping it family friendly as long as I can, guys. Plus, I actually kind of like the sound effect of the sensor sound effect I have on my soundboard. It's kind of funny. Sometimes the sensor sound effect is funnier than actually cussing. And you can say whatever you want. Like, you could say, oh my God, that is way too... No, I'm not doing a good job on that. But my point is, this is sensor sound effect is funny. Ed says, now come on, Roll. Come roll like... How come Roll like soft steel knives like Chavez and Strider, but hates properly heat-treated knives like ZT? I don't know if you could make that argument, actually. I don't know if you could make that argument. Because I've had lots of people tell me that Kershaw/ZT, because they are the same, have not always had a consistent heat treat. Hardness level is not an indicator of proper heat treatment. It's just an indicator of how hard the steel is. You can have a perfectly hard steel that's the utmost HRC, but that doesn't mean that it was heat treated properly or consistently. Food for thought. That being said, I like my Chavez. The Chavez made by Riyadh, dude. And now ProTech, Boker. Come on. Plus, a lot of people are after his custom work too. For Strider, I just haven't experienced one. I really like the design. Haven't experienced one. I've had plenty of people tell me that their QC is really inconsistent. But, I also have, 2 American Blade Works slip joints, and you guys know how inconsistent they are. Apparently, good QC is not necessarily related to things that you carry every day. It is what it is. It is what it is. So my pry bar is a snap-on OTF one. Really? How big is it? I didn't know they I need to look this up. Snap-on OTF pry bar. I know Snap-on is a really popular tools manufacturer that makes really cool stuff, but 24-inch striking pry bar. Is that what we're talking about here? Is it an OTF? I'm so confused. So confused. I don't know. That's neither here nor there. I'm not going to get lost in that rabbit hole. What's up, Nick? Says, that might be the case, like no one can put their phone down or take their earbuds out. If they didn't have those things, they act like they couldn't make it in life. I mean, it just makes life more tolerable. But, I mean, I'm also from an era where we didn't necessarily have all of those things either. I know many of you are from the eras before that had even less than mine did. But my point is that I would absolutely survive. It would not be as enjoyable. I'd be okay. Dirty Dan says ZT's old stuff wasn't heat treated good. Warrior Guild, what's up, man? Says Lynch Northwest Shipwrecked Hammerhead Smoky Mountain Knife Works exclusive pry bar. Main purpose is getting rocks out of my tires every day. You got the big knobby tires? I could see that being very useful. Very useful indeed. Louis says all day long flicking it. My thumb has calloused up. The knife, right? We're talking about the knife. We're moving on. Sever, what's up, dude? He says, according to that new heat treat website, Buck's heat treat sucks. Only, Okay. I was kind of hoping to leave this for after the pocket check, but we're gonna check in on this. If anyone ever says that the Boss heat treat sucks, no. I'll say it again. Rockwell hardness is not mutually exclusive to how high it is. A high Rockwell hardness is something that we all, for the longest time, were led to believe meant that it was good. But that's not always the case. This is something that Laren Thomas has talked about a lot, is that high Rockwell hardness is not a guarantee of a quality heat treat. I don't know if there's anybody in our country that has done heat treating as long or as much volume as Buck / their Boss Heat Treat Center. But we'll do it. We'll go there anyways. Steel Hardness Lab. I was saving this. Shout out to Metal Complex, who did a video on this. I had never heard of this place before, but it exists. It's a new website, new-ish. I don't know how long it's been around. They actually test and compile data like Rockwell hardness. Now, if you want all of the gritty details, you can go watch Metal Complex's video. It blew up, of course, so chances are, based on the conversations we're all having right now, you probably already have. Sorry, I need to drink more water. All right, Buck. The other question I have is Sever, when you say that Buck's heat treat sucks, my question is, what knives did they test? Did they test American-made knives, or did they test the imports? Because the imports are not heat treated here. We'll just do all steels. All steels. The Buck Bantam. 420 HC, 58 hardness. Buck 110 in 420 HC, 58 hardness. The Buck 111 Classic, 420 HC, 57.9, and Buck 130, also in 420 HC, 56.7. So now I'm going to do this. What is the proper heat HRC range for 420 high carbon? 56 to 59. So yeah, that's the proper heat treat. So to say that, well, they're not hitting high numbers, well, you got to look at a few things. You got to look at, number one, what knife? Okay, Buck 110, 420 HC. We see sub 60 and we're pre-wired to believe that that's bad, but we automatically forget S30V was heat treated by Chris Reeve to 59 for years. For years. So it's not just, past 60 means that it's a good heat treat. That has nothing to do with it. Each steel has a proper range to be heat treated within. And older steels, like 420 high carbon, for example, they weren't really doing the higher HRC heat treats. The processes have seen a lot of improvements over the years. So when you have an old model like the Buck 110, I don't know anything about the Bantam, I'll be honest. I've heard about the 111, heard about the 130, never heard of the Bantam. But, I mean, 56 to 59, they're right there in the money, dude. In fact, you could even argue, you could argue that they're actually on the higher end of the range they're supposed to be in. So I would disagree. So far, the only tests we have from Buck are for 420 high carbon. Will we see a MagnaCut test? I hope so. I hope somebody sends in a range elite, but I already know that what they target on the MagnaCut with the Boss heat treat is 62 to 64. So, spoiler alert, it's going to be good. It's going to be good whenever that happens. This is a cool site. The issue that I have is that people in general have a lack of context because they've been so hungry for resources. It's why the Steel Snob series has been so popular on my channel, because there's not a lot of different resources out there. And now we have this, and it makes me wonder how many people are going to look at these numbers and start judging companies based off of things that they don't truly understand. I love it because as someone that loves to talk about knife steel, nerdery, the steel snobbery, this is great. But I've already spent a large amount of time researching things like Rockwell target ranges per steel, cut tests, blade geometry, edge geometry. I spent a lot of time on that. I'm not saying other people haven't, but I am saying that if you look at information without context, it might not actually help clear anything up. And I think that that's something that's worth mentioning. Ed says, Roll needs to drink more water. I need to drink more scotch. Well, cheers to you, man. No scotch over here. I'm too poor from buying knives. I will do my best to stay hydrated, though. Guys, we're going to get to the pocket check here very shortly. I mentioned it before, but we've had more people pile in since then. If you want your carry featured in today's pocket check, enter it in now because I'm starting from the bottom. I'm not doing what I did last time, which was this pocket check marathon. That was a lot. I like seeing what everyone carries. I like shouting out everyone's carry. It is one of the most popular parts of my live streams. But I do want to get to other things in the live too. So if you want your pocket check featured, make sure you enter it now because in a few minutes, I'm going to go in and I'm starting from the bottom, baby. Ed says 58. Those are Chavez numbers for M390. I feel like I'm being baited. I actually haven't spent a lot of time on this website today, but I plan to. Let's see. I don't know what you guys are looking at because I haven't looked at all of these. We'll do Chavez. Blue Label Scapegoat. That's going to be LMAX. The proper range for LMAX and M390 is 59 to 62. 59.8. We could call it 60. 59.8. I mean, shoot. Most people would call that 60. 60 HRC on LMAX. That's not bad. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's not bad. It's not like this LMAX is going to perform like, like some bargain brand 9CR 18 MOV steel. Go back. So yeah, that's not a concern. Let's do another Chavez. They 59.8. They got 59 on the Liberation 229. Redemption 229, 58.8. See, this is the realm of me being like, you could call it 59 and it would be within spec. But point two, come on. It does make me wonder. I have to ask, are these DLC coated blades? Because anything with a DLC coating is going to be knocked down by at least 1 point. Does it give us any information about that stuff? Does it? No. That is something, honestly, that is actually a bit of a miss. When you have things that legitimately affect HRC, to not mention whether or not what was tested was also coded is a bit of a miss. I might actually reach out to them and just mention that, like, hey, could you update this to reflect anything that had a PVD coating, because it's specific, not even specifically DLC, but PVD coating in general. PVD is physical vapor deposition. I believe that's what it stands for. The process of PVD is what actually lowers the hardness of the steel. So it's not even just DLC. It's any PVD, any coating applied by PVD is going to lower the Rockwell hardness. So again, we have no context. We only have information. I have no idea. But I do know is that, why does it keep doing that? I'm trying to go back. What I do know is that Chavez Redemption 229, Liberation 229, or what, those are all made, assuming those are the Ultramar versions, those are all made by Riot, who has never had the highest Rockwell hardness on steels like M390. Never. I know that Bestech actually has a pretty good recent heat treat record with MagnaCut. This one is Damascus. See, we don't actually have a ton of data just yet, but I imagine this is going to go up. What's another good one? I've looked at a few of these. All right, let's see. You know what? Oh goodness, I hope. Can we get some Italian? Can we get some Italian? Here we go. Italian MKM Asanzo M390 58. Again, is it coated? We have no idea. That would be something that would be nice to know. What about Giant Mouse? Do we have Giant Mouse on here? Yes, we do. Giant Mouse Ace Nibbler. The Nibbler in N690 at 60. Not bad. Not bad. Something else that's worth mentioning too is that when they do their scale for hardness, like when they do the color, the further towards red it is, the better it's considered. Number of punches, verification, training, current. Boom, 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 boom. Man, I was really kind of hoping. Oh, nice. It does give the range. Look at that. Would you look at that? It tells you what the range is. I think that's just the range of what they've tested so far. Verification block. Yeah. But again, I really kind of wish that they had mentioned things that make a difference, like coding. Jew Fuel Cedar. It's a clone. 154 cm 62. I gotta hand it, like, I hate saying this, but that is ridiculous. Like, we never see 154 cm that high. Again, not an indicator of quality. It's just an indicator of a hard heat treat. So I do have to ask, like, how good is that heat treat? I will never find out because I don't buy clones or counterfeits personally. But if any of you guys do some cut tests, let me know. I am curious. Shout out Sever7 for the $2 super. He says, that's my bad. I read it as 440C, which is at 58 to 60. Isn't that the same range though? No, it's not. It's not the same range. 56 to 59. Yeah. No, it's like, there's no way, dude. Like, there's certain guarantees that you have, and that is that companies like Buck, who have the Boss heat treat, they're like, that is their legendary heat treat service. They use that for like commercial purposes. A lot of companies go to them for heat treat stuff. I'm not just knife related either, but just like heat treating steel, because they are one of the pillars of the science behind modern heat treat. They don't do anything half baked. Forgive me my puns, but thank you for the $2 super. I'm not concerned about Boss doing a good job on their heat treat. I'll tell you what, I know that they do MagnaCut 62 to 64, and that's great. I have a Range Elite that has performed very, very nicely. Thank you again. Ed says, isn't M390 optimal at 61 to 63? It depends on who you ask. I used to believe this. I used to, with all my heart and soul. However, it's very, very rare to find much M390 that's over like 62 enough to be called 63. It's not common at all. For every, I'll put it to you like this, Ed. For every one knife that you find with M390 that is over 62 by an actual full number, like that's 63 or higher, there's about 150 other knives that are not. Like, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It's why I went a bit bananas when I saw Machine Wise was doing M390, or no, was it 20 CVs? 20 potato tomato. When I saw they were doing M390 at like, or 20 CV at 63, I was shocked. So shocked, because you never see this frequently at all. It's mind-boggling. M390 is going to perform well. 60 to 62 is my preferred range. It used to be that I would say, you know what, 61 or higher, but it's just not something that you see when it concerns to that. Still, you know what, I'm jawing away. Let's do this. Steel type M390. Where are you? 20 CV. We'll do 20 CV. All right. Hinder XM18 3.5. 20 CV 59. All right. More info. This is what I'm looking for right here. Is down here. This is the range for 20 CV. According to what they've tested. 59.3 to 62.5. There is no 60. There's no 63 on this. There's no 63. There's none. Yeah, I mean, 14 tests, not a single one of them got higher than 62.5, and only one of them broke that 62 barrier. It's the Spyderco Lil Native. I mean, shoot, give it up to Spyderco. But I mean, this is also what I was talking about. Look at this. Hinder Firetac Tanto, 61.7. And if you look down at the bottom, they also have the lowest at 59.3. You know what I bet the difference is? One of those has a coating. I'd almost guarantee it. I feel like the guy from the Men's Warehouse commercials. You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it. I've listened to too many ads. We're just going to imagine I didn't do that. What's next? JG Wentworth? I don't know. M390? M390. Bowler M390. Going with the Isons. I'm going to laugh so hard if an Italian company is responsible for the lowest HRC M390. All right, more info. The top end. Here we go. We got one in M390. Keep in mind, M390, of course, 20 CV, tomato, potato. There are tiny, infinitesimally small differences between 20 CV and M390. It comes down to like a silica content, which has almost no bearing on how the steel performs. They're widely considered the same composition. Widely. The range for these, they've done 11 tests on M390. So we could say 25 tests between 20 CV and M390 alone. This one has a single knife that broke that 62 barrier. A single knife. The Custom Knife Factory Persian. Crazy. But look at the rest of this. Hey, there it is. The lowest performing knife in the category is made in Italy. People got so mad when I said that Italian knives have softer heat treats. They're like, what do you mean? Like, it says this. I'm like, no, historically they have softer heat treats. They really do. They really do. Hey, shout out to my man, R&R Steve. Thanks for becoming a channel member, brother. I should say welcome back. I know you've been a channel member before. Appreciate it, man. Welcome back. I know I've missed a lot in the chat, so I'm going to go scroll up real quick. Craig says, I bought a Jew Fuel by accident on eBay when I first started collecting. It's actually a very good knife. I'm glad to hear that, man. I'm glad to hear that. Nick 6 says MachineWise does S90V. They do now. They do now. But MachineWise, not always. S90V is more recent from them. I wonder, do they still have the archive? The Sonora archive? They do. Old to new. All right. Let's see. 20 CV, 61, 61, 61, 61. I remember seeing higher Rockwell hardness 20 CV. Ooh, they didn't test this one? Come on. I wonder if I could find mine in the archive. Let's find out. Ooh. I think we're gonna find it. I think we're gonna find it. Where are you? I'm gonna be so mad if they skip me in the archive. It's probably on the next page. Come on. 62, 62, 62. Even MachineWise wasn't doing it above 62. I promise you, I was seeing them above 62 from MachineWise. Come on. 62. Where is it? Where is it? It's around here somewhere. I'm looking for number 28. Number 28. There it is. Wait. Hold on a second. Is it 28? That's oh, okay. I was like, I had to double check real quick. Like, is my whole life a lie? I have machinist proof number 28, but that's not machinist proof. That is just number 28. That is not my Mojave. Where are you? I'm gonna be so mad. 38, 4 MP40, MP39. What the? Come on. It's become my mission now. I have to find my knife in their archive. MP17, MP15. You know what? MP28. There it is. I skipped right by it. 62. I saw them do some Mojaves, or maybe they were Sonoras, above 62. I know it. Know it. '61, '62, '63. Here's one. That's the nice thing is that MachineWise does actually individually check the HRC of every single knife. So when you buy something like this, you actually know exactly what it tested at. And if you take the knife apart, you can actually see the divot next to the pivot. Dr. Seuss. My point is that it's like, I used to believe that if it wasn't above 62, it wasn't as good as it could be. The problem with this line of thinking, and because like my opinion has changed, maybe I need to do a video on this. My opinion has changed. You handle enough knives in M390 or 20 CV that are between 60 to 62, and you start to understand that when people talk about the performance level of M390, which by the way is actually good. I know we're all kind of burnt out on that steel because we've seen it so much, but it's actually good. It's been around for a long time for a reason. 60 to 62 M390 performs great. Are there steels that I'd much rather have? Yes. Like 15V. Like Z-Max. This is what I carry today, by the way. Speaking of which, we're going to get into it as soon as we catch up with the chat, because I'm seeing some spicy stuff in here. Hold on. I feel like I'm so far behind. Shout out to my man Warrior Guild. Thank you for rejoining as well. Appreciate it, man. Hey, there he is. Brian says, I prefer M390 to 20CV as a maker, and performance is the same for user because it's a little less prone to warping and machining issues. It's no coincidence Koenig uses M390 despite being American, in my opinion. Yeah, I've heard the same. I've heard that a lot of people prefer that. I wonder how true that is though these days. Crucible is gone. So now 20CV is being made by Aerosteel, right? Aerosteel is not American. A lot of what I had heard the difference was how it was manufactured. The composition, as far as steel composition is concerned, is the same. There's a tiny, insignificant amount of silica difference that has no bearing on it. That's not from me. That's from Dr. Laren Thomas. I'll let the people with the doctorate's degrees in metallurgy tell the story. But if it's good enough to be called the same from his perspective, I'll say it's good enough for me too. Now, if the argument wants to be made that Bowler has a cleaner, more efficient process that takes the same ingredients and makes a better steel, I would 100% support that. But the steel we've been getting from Aerosteel that used to be coming from Crucible has been reported to be a lot better than it was when it was coming from Crucible. So, again, I have to ask, is that still true? Have we tried, Brian, any Aerosteel 20CV? And as someone that actually orders this stuff and does stuff with it, can you tell if it's actually Aerosteel 20CV or if it's like old stock Crucible 20CV? I'm really curious about this. Glad you're in here for the steel discussion. It says, but it does come down to what we are paying for. I'd like my steel to be optimum for the money we pay. Absolutely. We all want the best bang for our buck. We all want it to go as far as it can go. But that doesn't mean that, for example, that if you get a car and, it only goes 150 miles an hour instead of 170, that it's a bad car. I mean, we love knowing what it's capable of, but that's my point. When it comes down to M390, I used to be such a big stickler for this. I know I have a whole video about being a big stickler over this. There are many steels I'd much rather have than M390. There are. I'd rather have MagnaCut. I'd rather have Vanax. I'd rather have Magnamax. I need to release my video on Magnamax. There's so many other steels. But if I get a knife in M390 or 20CV, and it's between 60 to 62, good enough. It's still a good steel by modern comparisons. It's when we're talking like the 58 range, don't really like that. 58 is when you might as well just get a knife in D2, because a D2 knife at 60 Rockwell is going to outperform M390 at 58 all day. The hardness does make a difference. There you go. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. All right. I'm so far behind, guys. So far behind. Revolving Blades, thank you.
This is Sparta!
Appreciate it, man. Man, the members are coming back. Love it. It's always good to see you guys. Ed says Rockstead is on my grail list. I would love to have a Higo. Is it Ego or Higo? I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Sign me up. It says The HRC on my 5 Max is Hulk smash. Is it more of a baseball bat than I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Guys, we're about to get into the pocket check. So, Brian says, I want to try some Aerosteel stuff. I haven't yet, but I plan to try some once I run out of my Van Axe stock. Let me know, dude. I'm really curious. I've heard the word on the street is that Aerosteel is doing Crucible steels better than Crucible did. That's what I've heard. I can't verify it. I'll let somebody else do the legwork, but that's what I've heard. All right, guys, we're about to get into the pocket check. Today, we're doing pocket checks differently because instead of starting from the top and then going through a marathon of people piling their pocket checks in, we're starting from the bottom. Now is your chance to get your pocket check in about 3 seconds. If you haven't done so already, we're going to check it. 3, 2, 1, go. So we're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom. Check out the knife yard sale, by the way. All the way down to the bottom. We're starting off with Roman Craig. He's got, I don't know, is that an SMF or an SNG? The difference is the size. I want to say that, like, I don't know enough about Strider knives to know for certain. I would say, based on the comparison to the American Blade Works slip joint, that's going to be in SNG. Strider SNG. In Magna Cut. Nice, dude. I still want one. I know chances that I get one with, terrible QC are bad, but I mean, they're good, but it is kind of ironic to me. We've got 2 knives from 2 companies right here. I own 2 American Blade Works slip joints. Mike Martin's quality control could be better. And I've heard that Strider's quality control could be better too. However, I own 2 of these slip joints. Going to own a 3rd one very soon this next week because they're dropping the frag version. And I've always wanted a Strider. So clearly, as much as I complain about it, clearly quality control isn't everything. Renee's slipping in last second. Well, you know what? We'll do that. We saw it. Renee. It counts. Spyderco McB, he's got a transparent knives reblade 80 20.5 and a Kershaw Livewire. Nice, man. Very nice. We already went over Romans, and then we're going to get into Mark P. Mark, I don't know what that is, Mark. It looks cool. I don't know what it is. What is it? Is this a reblade of some kind? Some days I just don't got it. Drink water. He's got a Bull Terrier. I keep calling it the Bulldog for some stupid reason. It's the Keennison Bull Terrier and the Spyderco McB. Love it, dude. I'm going to get a Bull Terrier one of these days. It's going to happen. Ooh, Wicked Dreams is still carrying. He's still carrying the Roan. Still carrying the Roan. That is a gorgeous freaking knife, dude. Is that yours? I thought you were modding that for somebody with the mirror finish. I need to know. Knife Net's got a CKF Brat, Notorious Kingpin, Lancelot Leather Slip, Big Poopa, and the Forest Tank. Big Papa, right? The Big Poopa. The Big Papa. Dig it, man. That's a classy carry right there. Reaper, he's got the Skull Stabby Lollipop. Oh, that's what that is. Okay, so that's actually a thing. I was like, do you really have a skull-shaped lollipop? I'm not here to judge. I was just curious because I had no idea. He's got that's a Vero Engineering, right? Is that a Fulcrum? Vero Fulcrum? You did tell me what they were. Let me see. Leather coin pouch, flashlight by Loop Gear. They keep. So here's the thing. I stopped doing flashlight reviews a while ago. The irony is that now I actually use flashlights more than ever because I've got this big old yard. I've got like a half-acre yard back there, and I go on evening walks with my toddler sometimes, and I always bring a flashlight now. I stopped doing flashlight reviews. Now all of a sudden I'm using flashlights all the time, and these companies are still reaching out asking if I want to check them out. I might have to start doing flashlights again. This is one that I have. If I respond and say yes, they'll send it to me. I might have to. The loop gear looks pretty cool. SK5 Pro MOA. You know the knife already. No need to tell you which one it is. It's a Chavez. It's a scapegoat. Oh, man. Let's go. Warrior Guild. Warrior Guild's got the Knipex Cobra XS, the Worksharp RMX with the thumb stud. That is a new version for them, because before they were just doing the thumb hole that wasn't super popular. Now they have the thumb studs, and these have been extremely popular. When I say the thumb hole wasn't popular, I didn't mean the whole model. The whole, like, the RMX was wildly popular across the board. A lot of people didn't like the thumb hole or the deployment hole. And so their move to thumb studs is what reflects that. I just want to clarify, because I know people are going to be like, what are you talking about? It was super popular. Super popular. They sold out 9 times. No, they have a thumb stud version for a reason. A lot of people didn't like the deployment hole. A lot of people really love the new versions with the thumb studs and the non-Cerakoted handles. That's been wildly popular recently too. Love it, dude. Very nice. Jim's got the Giant Mouse Ace Biblio XL, the St. Nick's Knives exclusive C. Risner cutlery hot brass jack, the Keith the Knife Freak Saxy. Cool, dude. You know I've always liked this fixed blade. Every time I see you carry it, I've always liked this. That always looks like a knife that is super freaking useful. Some cookies. I don't know if I want to download this file. I don't know. We'll take the risk. Ooh. Gecko Customs picked this. How far in do I have to zoom? Why is it so big? That's what she said. Very nice. If you guys didn't know, if you upload a quality picture that's too big for Discord, it'll make people download a file to look at it. That's why it made me download a file. That's sick though, dude. I don't think I've seen one with this motif before. And you got some goodness sitting on top of boxes of goodness. Didn't they change the names? I thought they weren't called Thin Mints anymore. Or was it just the Samoas that they changed the name of? Freaking Girl Scouts. Selling their crack. I mean, their cookies. Which is basically a narcotic. Ooh, J Slick. It's got a Plunkett. Plunkett is a South African maker. I don't know why South African makers are killing it, dude. But they are. They make extremely high quality knives. And they're actually not crazy expensive as far as custom / mid-tech knives go. Plunkett is in fact a South African maker, which I have never experienced, but I know people in the community who have, and they're on my radar. I really like the Harpoon Sheepsfoot or Harpoon Warncliffe style blade. The thumb stud, I know that's going to be snappy. J-Slick, you might have to post a deployment video just so the good people know just how snappy that is. But it looks freaking good. And I want to say those are going for what? Between $400 to $600? $400 to $600 for a Plunkett? I think so. Sheepsfoot sea milled. Tommy T's got new scales for his K390 Stretch 2. Nice. How do you like them, man? How do you like them? Are they enjoyable? Soongab. This is I think you mentioned this last week. Dragon scale. I was going to call that more of like a snake skin. Everyone seems to do dragon scales differently. Badger Claw Leather. Crossbody belt sheath by Badger Claw Leather. Very nice. Brad's got some, he's got some heat. He always has some heat. Freaking Skiff Fugitive, of course. Of course. Vandermeulen Persecutor, number 29. Damn. I want to see a cut test with this this top one. I just realized I never cleared Brian's comment. People are like, could you get it out of the way? I'm bad at running these lives. I want to see a cut test, Brad. I think you promised me one. Where's my cut test? I want to see how many 1,000 feet of cardboard this will go through. I joke. I joke because every time I whine about why Damasteel is a dumb steel, everyone's like, well, I'm going to do a cut test with Damasteel. I'm going to do a cut test with Damasteel. And they never actually do it. They never actually do it. Because at the end of the day, while many people would love to prove me wrong, there's very few who ever actually do. That is a gorgeous knife. And I'll say for one, don't put this through a cut test, no matter what I say, Brad, because that's gorgeous. Or do. Or is your cut test imaginary? Is this the one you sacrifice on the altar of being right? Find out next. Freaking gorgeous, though. I am jealous. Skiff knives are on my list. I had an opportunity to get one back in December, and I passed. And every day, I ask myself if I regret that decision. Paperclip, he's got a Remet Sharp Leopard. That's a murdered out full DLC, baby. Love it, man. Sharp Leopard's a great gravity knife. Louis, he's got this morning's carry. The new and old Feldspar. This evening's carry is the Rosalinda. There you go. Having fun with it. I dig it. I'm not super familiar with CJRB anymore. I haven't checked out anything from them recently. If I'm not mistaken, this is their button liner lock version, right? I think so. With the pill-shaped button. Not sure. Nick's got the Riot Mantis and the Yan Chevron. I love the Chevron. That's one of those knives that I got in as a loaner, and honestly, I did not want to send it back out. I really liked it. I haven't tried the Riot Mantis yet, but a lot of people seem to really like it. Ed has got a great day for a parade, and I put a recurve on my Neutron. Oh, you didn't. No, you didn't. It just, I mean, I see what you did there. You got the cup, making it look like your Neutron has a recurve. What are you drinking, Ed? That looks good. Did you actually mention what you were drinking? Of course not. Good shot, though. Stonewall's got the one-track Mine Zorn. I dig it. Very nice. Let's go. Tom Cook with the Mini FSDI, the Grimsmo Saga, the Big Eye Bolt Marker, and the SPK Pry Bar. These SPK Pry Bars were gettable. They were up for like, I want to say 48 hours at least before they sold out. Maybe more like 3 days, 72 hours. But they're steel. They're steel, not titanium, which on one hand, like, it's a quality steel. Like, what did he do them in? Like, was it 3V or was it a... I don't remember what steel Alex did them in. Either way, I question the use of steel for pry bar materials, primarily because no matter what steel it is, it will always rust faster than titanium. So I have to ask the question, like, steel, really? But it's cool because they're small batch, and look at how thin it gets down there. True pry bar, baby. That thing is going to be super strong. I know. I'm overthinking stuff like, does it really matter if the pry bar is steel or titanium? No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. These are just the places my brain goes. That's a sick carry, dude. Love the Grimsmo Saga, the mini FSD. That's... I need to get a mini FSD. Craig Vincent. What do we got? Espada. Nice. 5 max. Nice. Manix 2 lightweight and 15V. Love it. There we go. The Vosteed Croc. That one used to be in my collection. The Vosteed Croc. Of course, now that it's gone, now I remember the name of the model. Last time someone carried one of these in the pocket check, I missed it completely, and I owned one. Mind blowing. The Silver Eye. The Silver Eye. That's made by Tucson, right? Tucson Silver Eye, right? Recon 1. Is that Tucson? I want to say I've seen a knife like that made by Tucson. I'm not sure though. Let's do this. Frankie, what do we got, man? He's got a paramilitary 2 in 15V. I almost said crew wear. Almost said crew wear. But it's 15V. Nice, dude. TC Blades, we've got a Strix. We got an 80-20.5. And we also have the new North Mountain Blades Grant Gripper V2. That's hot. I want one of these. They're expensive. They're like $320. I have a discount code that works. At least I think it still works. Let's check it out. North Mountain Blade. Come on. Collaboration. It's the Grant Gripper V2. And you can get it in either DLC for $380 or the plain one for $320. Now, normally I'm a DLC guy. I like DLC. However, that is a little rich. It's a little rich. If you get this one, you can take $32 off with RSB10. We're going to make sure that still works. Does it still work? I think so. Let's see here. Let's see here. Oh, you're going to make me go to checkout, aren't you? Damn it. I'll do it anyways. RSB10. Does North Mountain Blade still love me? Hey, there we go. Get it for $288, boys. Get it for $288. Let the suckers pay full price. I really want one of those, actually. I might reach out to them. Maybe they want to see me review it. You never know. Anyways, that's super cool, man. I dig it. Dazed, he's got the small. Is that a? It's an Inkosi. Yeah, it's an Inkosi. An Inkosi Tonto. I almost called it a small pencil. I'm such an idiot. Inkosi Tonto. Why is it doing this? Go back. To your home. Yeah, that's cool, dude. I dig it. All right, guys. I'm going to tell you first and foremost, I'm being very wary of playing videos because the last time I played a video in the last live stream, it contained music by Prince. And I did, of course, get a copyright tag for that. So please be very aware of this. I'm not upset about the copyright tag. I'm upset that you guys made me listen to Prince. Please let there be no music. Oh, we can mute it. Nice. Is that running? Is that modified? Daze likes to do a lot of modified stuff. A lot of stuff he does himself. Turns out pretty good. The action on that is really good. Is that a bearing mod? Is that a bearing mod? Or just really good washer action? Tonto. I think it's just really good washer action. Ooh, Cat Scratch says, I see double. Remet came through, fixed my first RT Agile Peregrine Falcon. There we go. There we go. Look at that, man. Look at that. Love to see it. I love the RT Agile. I just call it the Agile because like Agile, Peregrine, Falcon is a lot of words. It's a big naming convention. It's a good looking knife. I like it a lot. I love mine. I've got the black one with the gold accents. I think it looks great. Love it. Vivelsky. V, why do you do this to me, man? Why are you doing this to me? The harpoon fold. Maverick Customs harpoon fold. That's freaking cool, dude. I said it in the last live stream. I don't buy Kaiser anymore, but that does not mean that I think that all of their knives are bad. It has nothing to do with their knives. That is super cool. And that's a really good shot. Kaiser should pay you for that shot. Like this should be on a magazine somewhere. Looks freaking great, dude. Rob's Nerdy Knives. What's up, Rob? He's got... Wait. Nope, that was from the last live. Guys, we're officially at the end of the pocket check. You're like, wait. I just put it in. I'm like, you skipped mine. No, we started from the bottom. And now we're here. So if you put yours in late, I'm sorry. We'll catch you in the next live stream. The fact is that we're starting from the bottom now. So look forward to 30, 45 minutes into each live stream. We'll be starting from the bottom of the pocket check. Make sure you get yours in early so we don't miss it. If you do it early in the day, we won't miss it. Did I miss anybody? I did. But it's because they came in late. We'll do it anyways. Randy Butternubs, he's got the S45 VN PM2 and RGT scales. Always good carry, dude. Always a good carry. And then Southern Cali EDC with the Herman Dragonfly. Damn, that's hot. Another knife company that I really want to experience at some point. This is why I will never get ahead in life, because my grail list is full of expensive knives like this. Guys, that's the pocket check. Thank you everyone for participating. If you want your pocket check to be featured in a live stream, consider becoming a channel member. All levels of channel members have access to the Only Spartans Discord. Even if your membership expires and you decide that you don't want to pay to be a channel member anymore, as long as you're active in the Discord, you can stay as long as you'd like. I feel like that's fair. If you want to be a part of a community, you have to be a part of the community. So every week I'm going through and I'm looking at, for example, duplicate accounts. If there is an account that has no profile picture, but the exact same name as another account that does, I'm going to assume that someone accidentally made a duplicate. Jim, we'll sneak you in there, buddy. Spyderco Shaman. It S30V, my favorite steel. S30V. Is that a I'm guessing that is the Chavez utility knife based off the fact that it is about the same size as that pry bar. Right? Am I right? A little Olight Arkfeld action going on underneath. Very nice, man. Anyways. Oh, yes. Guys, I am going through and I'm starting to clean up the members list on the Discord. There are tons of people that have like 2, 3, 4 accounts. Why? Because people don't know a lot about Discord. They click the invite link and they create an account every time. I don't need that. I don't need that. So if that's you and there's multiple accounts with your name on it, understand that I'm probably going to leave alone the one that has a picture, like a profile picture. But if there's 3 accounts that all have the same or a similar name, it just tells me that either they don't know really how to use Discord, or they accidentally created a bunch of extra accounts just clicking the invite link every time. I'm clearing out the duplicates, but also I'm clearing out people that don't do anything. When I say anything, I mean post, react to posts, emojis freaking count. I haven't had anyone complain yet from the pruning, so I'm assuming that either they haven't checked back yet, or they just haven't noticed because they haven't been active. With that said, all you got to do to stay in the Discord is not, in fact, continue paying for your membership, although I do appreciate it when you do that, but contribute. You can't be a member of a community without contributing something. You don't have to post your own pictures. You don't have to post any big comments. All except emoji responses. We have set the bar exceedingly low. But I am doing that manually right now. I'm setting up an automated process, which I'm excited about because that manual work will be gone from my plate, but I'm also kind of nervous about it because it will be like, I have a feeling I'm just going to end up on error just deleting the whole Discord. That would suck. I hope not. I'm going to run some tests before that goes live. Anyways, some stuff going on recently in the community. We're going to talk about a few drops we have coming up. Few drops. Number one, despite my whining, I have 2 American Blade Works slip joints, and I'm going for the QC Infinity Gauntlet, baby, because here soon we're going to have, in 2 days, 11 hours, 27 minutes, and 51 seconds, there will be a new pattern version of the American Blade Works slip joint. I have the diamond pattern. I have the 45-degree angle milling. I'm going to get the frag, and then after that, all I will need is the original horizontal milling, and I'll have the QC Infinity Gauntlet for American Blade Works slip joints. It's a great carry. The QC could be better, but it's a great carry. All right. I've missed so much in the chat, guys, so I'm going to go back real quick. All right. Where are we? Ed says Rolls button is feeling lonely. He means the like button. He means the like button. If you guys could be so kind, Spartan kick that like button. Thank you. Thank you, Ed. The Chubb flipper. There it is. There it is. I thought the Chubb was the OTF. They did make a utility flipper version. That's right. That's right. My working memory is not so great because I had something specifically that I wanted to talk about that was not related to the steel hardness lab, although this is a fun conversation piece. But it skipped my mind. The American Blade Works slip joint is dropping in 2 days. Keep that in mind. They're fun to collect. And as far as titanium American-made knives go, I'm not sure there's a less expensive one out there. You do get what you pay for, so keep that in mind. What else do they have coming out? The Vehement Knives B2 Foreman. Not my thing. They got some new Remet folding knives. The Cosmic. The Steed. The RT Cool Leopard. The Cool Leopard. It's pretty cool. I like mine. Really like the Steed. The Steed is freaking sweet. It's, in my opinion, the best knife Remet ever made. They also have this one that I haven't checked out yet. It's brand new. It's called the Cosmic. That's also going to be a button liner. Yeah. Or yeah, that's a button liner. That looks pretty damn good. Take a look at that. Crazy grind. A lot of people are going to be looking at that saying, I don't like the grind. The grind is too crazy. Too crazy. They need to do a regrind, just a straight hollow all the way across. Where's the fun in that? This thumb stud proven on the Steed. I hope that it's as good on this one as it is on the Steed. Doesn't appear to be a very big guy. 7 inches. Big enough to get the job done. All right. Color me interested. Safety right there on the side. I was about to make fun of people that need that, but I mean, given the amount of times that I've cut myself recently, I mean, probably shouldn't. It's starting to heal up though. Well, it's almost done healing up. I probably should have a lot of people would have gotten stitches on that. I just use super glue. Not because I'm pragmatic, but because I am cheap. All right. What else? What else? Got some poi kilo dropping soon. Okay. Okay. Jim says those American Blade Works slip joints are appealing. Dude, like, listen, if you get one and the blade's off-centered, it is what it is. That's all I'm going to say. But they are great to carry. They're really good cutting geometry. The Magna Cut is hard. It's hard Magna Cut. I wonder, does the Steel Hardness Lab actually have anything from American Blade Works? Let's find out. American Blade Works. ABW. No. No. Wow. Nothing from American Blade Works? Oh, wait, that's M390. Let's do all steels. All brands. We'll do Magna Cut. Magna Cut. Magna Cut. Who's killing it with Magna Cut right now? Who's the highest? Who is the highest? Kershaw with the Launch 20. ProTech with the Mordax. Damn. Oz with the XL. ProTech with the Mordax. Kind of a bit of a duel going on here. Who has the hardest Magna Cut? Tested by Steel Hardness Lab. I need to know. I know this is nerdy. I can't help it. No, come back. Come back. Why is it down so low? Why can't I see it better? There we go. I had to zoom out. At the bottom of the Magna Cut list is Microtech Ultratech Gen 2 from Blade HQ at 58 Rockwell. We knew they were doing softer Magna Cut a while ago. I am surprised that they actually did Magna Cut. I didn't even know that. Oh, it was probably an exclusive. That's why it says Blade HQ. It's probably an exclusive. That's right. That's right. They did some Blade HQ Ultratech exclusives. When Blade HQ released their video on Magna Cut, they actually showed it. I'm remembering that clearly now. And it is apparently the worst example of hard Magna Cut. Not the worst example of Magna Cut, just the worst example of hard Magna Cut because it's 58. Again, not an indicator that it was properly heat treated or not. And at the top of the list, ProTech with the Mordax. Damn. You know, I have a knife which is harder than that Mordax. The Transparent Knives Doodle. I don't know if he's still in the chat. Shout out to Brian from Transparent Knives. He knows how to do Magna Cut hard. 65 Rockwell, baby. What do you think about that, ProTech, when you stick that in your pipe and smoke it? 65. I am officially the record holder. Well done. I'm going to spend way too much time on this site. Way too much time. On the Edge says, what's up, by the way? Says, selling a new in the box for Met RT2 face on binge for $240 tonight. Gotta sell it for $240. I mean, shoot, dude, it's a fantastic knife. I like mine. I like mine a lot. I have one. I recommend it. It's an Osho design. Compound grind. There we go. Words are hard. Full titanium backspacer, which is underrated because it's actually crowned. So it's super comfy in the hands. You can switch the flipper tab from a front flipper to a rear flipper. Really good. And also on the Edge, make sure to post it in the knife yard sale. Post it on the binge, post it on the knife yard sale. There you go, dude. Night Rare says, gonna call the wife and chat with her on lunch break. Have a good night. Night Rare, have a good rest of your night, brother. Thank you so much for coming into the live tonight. Definitely appreciate it. Hey, shout out to Major Powell. Thanks for becoming a channel member, brother. Appreciate it and welcome in. Fred, what's up, man? He says small batch makers spend more time heat treating and get much better numbers. It's very difficult to compare that with production. That's not always true, though. Like, I see what you're saying, and I don't disagree. When we're talking about production batch heat treats, that means that some of ProTech's knives are going to be on the higher end, and some are going to be on the lower end. Same with microtech, same with any production company. You're not wrong about that. However, then you have, for example, Craig Brown, who makes the Cortex XL, which I absolutely love, but 60 to 61 Rockwell, he doesn't do the heat treat himself. He sends it out. Even though everyone gives him a hard time about it. Craig Brown, small batch maker, low Rockwell hardness. And also, Laren has mentioned that when speaking with knife makers about MagnaCut initially, everyone wanted to run it low because they were worried about the stability, because they're thinking people are going to chip their knives and then send them back in for warranties. And those weren't big companies reaching out to Laren about that. Those were like the smaller makers. So while I definitely agree that you're going to get more of a variation from the production companies just based on the volume that they do, I will say a lot of makers think about things from the scope of, what am I going to have to warranty? Would I rather have someone complain about having a knife that doesn't stay as sharp as long? Or would I rather have someone call me wanting a new blade that costs a lot of money because they chipped it trying to punch through a staple in a box or something? These are things that makers do think about. Some food for thought. And look at this one. What is this? 59. Strider with the 59 Rockwell. Come on. Again, I just want to know, which of these knives are DLC or PVD coated? I should just say PVD, since DLC is normally applied via PVD coating, but I think I'm going to reach out. To them and see if they can start listing that, since it does play a role in the Rockwell hardness. And it's not necessarily fair to say, here's Microtech's average HRC, but half the knives we tested were PVD coated. So it might be something that they need to look into. I can't be the only one that's mentioned that yet, though, right? Major Pal. Why does it say welcome to Spartan on one hand, and then the next one it says you've been here for 16 months? 16 months. It's probably an issue with my whole chat. Thank you for riding with the channel. And here I was just reading off the teleprompter. You stay classy, San Diego. What are your top 3 knives you've seen in 2026 so far? Well. It's gonna ruin one of my videos, but I'll do it anyways, since you've been riding with the channel for 16 months. Top 3 knives that I've seen in 2026 so far. I'll start with the one that's most readily available. This is the Vulcan Knives Serpent. It has, he says serpent skin milling, but let's be honest, this is dragon skin milling, dragon scale milling. It's a freaking button plunge lock, and I don't like button plunge locks normally. However, there are exceptions to every single rule. This is one of my recent exceptions to my button lock rule. This knife gives me so much joy to carry it. It tickles all of my enthusiast buttons. And to boot, no one else will understand because it is a custom one of one. Vulcan Knives, shout out to Mark. Vulcan Knives only does one of ones, which means that he will never make another one exactly like this. He might make another one that has a similar blade, but maybe it won't have the same milling. He might make one that has, maybe a similar blade, similar milling, but it might be anodized instead. He might make one that has a different locking mechanism instead. That's my point. He does one of ones. Carbon fiber geared backspacer all the way. Dude. The pocket clip, which is something that I was not super excited about. Like, I saw this pocket clip and I thought to myself, I bet I don't like it. I was wrong. Pocket clip is freaking great. It's got the perfect level of retention. Easy egress from the pocket. All American made. Perfect size hardware. It's snappy. And Z-Max. Freaking Z-Max. Nobody uses this steel. Nobody. But it's out there and it's available, baby. Like, it's Z-Max is made by a steel company that people don't really talk a whole lot about, called Zap. I looked it up. Z-Max is essentially, it's Zap's version, not composition wise, but it performs up there with wear resistance and Rockwell hardness with Maximit 15V, Rex 121, but is a tougher steel. I believe it because just to bring this stock edge bevel back, this is 18 degrees. Any further, it would have been too much. But it took me 2 hours to reprofile this thing. 2 hours. My TS Prof stock stones are done. The freaking core stones are done. I had to order new core stones. Also got another, people in the Discord know. Also got another Vulcan custom blade. I'm so impressed. So impressed. And it's not because it's a perfect knife, because there are things I could nitpick about it, but it has everything to do with the amount of joy this knife brings me. It's why it's been really hard for me to carry anything else. 2026. Top 3 knives you've seen in 2026. Are we talking about knives that have been released or just knives that I've personally handled this year? If I'm going off of the latter, which is just knives that they're new to me as of 2026. The next one is going to be the Dragon Scale milled Jurassic. It's really freaking enjoyable to carry. I'm not going to go dig it out of my case, but it's on there. And then the third one, this one's actually kind of hard. It's actually kind of hard. I'm stuck between multiple knives on the third one. I've been fortunate. There are a lot of great knives that I've checked out already this year. The sad thing is that I need to get my game up on production. So I'm going to leave it at that. I gave you two. I can't decide on the third. It's too late. It's too late at night. I'm tired. Speaking of content production, I recorded the next episode that I'm releasing on the channel tonight, which means there will be new content on the channel when you wake up tomorrow morning, because all I have to do is edit it tonight, upload it, and I'll set it to release tomorrow morning. So, yeah, guys, that's going to do it for me. If you're looking forward to new content, it's coming soon. It's coming tomorrow. I hope absolutely freaking everybody has a fantastic rest of your weekend. I hope that everyone gets the days off that they deserve, because I know you all work so hard. I know I do. The next time we be live will be Wednesday at 8 p.m. Mountain, which is 10 p.m. Eastern, which is 9 p.m. Central, which is 7 p.m. Pacific. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Thank you for making it a fun night. Thank you for being entertaining to me as well. Keep your eyes out for new content. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I will catch you on the flip side.